first love. Before I ever thought about making like indie films, indie film only hits my radar when I go see Slacker on my 21st birthday. Richard Linklater, technically my first indie film, but what I think of as indie film, but really like, Meatballs, the Bill Murray movie, is the highest grossing Canadian film of all time at one point, independently made, then picked up by a studio. Porky's, one of the most like highest grossing movies of the 80s, teen, sex movie. Also an independently financed movie, one of the most successful independent movies of all time. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre looms head and shoulders above most movies as one of the most successful independent films of all time. So before I was into what we all consider independent film, Quentin, Richard, Robert, that school of thought, Hal Hartley, I was into horror. Like I was a horror kid, man. I love fucking prosthetics. When I was a child, I wanted to be Tom Savini. If I could have got my hands on Tom Savini's book, Grand Illusions, and learn how to be a special effects guy, it might have been a whole different story. Problem is, I have no artistic talent. You've seen the movies. And I couldn't sculpt, and that's what you need to be in that field. But I loved horror so much. So horror was always my first love. I get into filmmaking with Clerks and I make movies like that. And it takes me a while to get comfortable enough in the job where I'm like, maybe if I do something, they won't fucking kick me out. And so I get to make Red State, which to me is a true horror film. Like it's not traditionally horror. There's no guy in a mask running around, but like what is more horrifying than that? So I get my first attempt at it, but there's no rubber in that movie. So Tusk is my next attempt at it. And Tusk is a flat out rubber monster movie, just like the kind I was raised on and shit like that. And it's batshit crazy and weird and whatnot, body horror and fucking busted limbs and working with prosthetics and shit. So those movies were always in my heart. It was only a matter of time before I would get to them.